Hey, welcome back. Today we're diving into two of the most fascinating myth systems ever told: Greek mythology and Norse mythology. Now, at first glance, these two might seem totally different. But here's the thing: they actually share the same ancient roots. They both grew out of the same Indo-European cultural tree. Like two branches that went in completely opposite directions. Marvel gave us Thor and Loki from Norse myths. Zeus and Hercules came from Greek myths. But could these two worlds really be connected? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see exactly how similar and how wildly different they really are. Let's start with where these myths came from, because the setting matters more than you'd think. Greek mythology was born along the Mediterranean coast. Warm sun, blue water, olive trees. The Greeks valued beauty, reason, and harmony. And that showed up directly in their gods. Greek gods look like people, act like people, and honestly behave worse than most people. They get jealous, fall in love, hold grudges, and flat out lie. The Norse myths, on the other hand, came out of Scandinavia. Think Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Iceland. Long winters, brutal snowstorms, a culture built around survival and warfare. That environment shaped everything. Norse mythology is darker, heavier, and carries this deep sense of tragedy running through every story. The creation stories alone show you just how different these two worlds feel. In Greek mythology, everything starts with chaos, a void of nothingness. From that void, the first beings emerge: Gaia, Eros, Erebus, Nyx. Eventually the Titans appear, then the Olympians. Zeus defeats his father Cronus, takes control of the cosmos. And the world we know in Greek myth begins. It's a story about order rising out of chaos. Norse creation goes somewhere much darker. In the beginning, there's a world of fire, called Muspelheim, and a world of ice called Niflheim. Between them, the first giant, Ymir, comes into being. Then Odin and his brothers do something striking. They slay Ymir and use his body to build the world. His flesh becomes the earth. His blood becomes the seas. His bones become the mountains. His skull becomes the sky. Greek creation is about chaos giving way to order. Norse creation is about violence and sacrifice, being the foundation of everything. The gods themselves could not be more different in personality. Zeus, king of Olympus, commands lightning and rules over gods and humans alike. But for all his power, Zeus is deeply flawed. He's unfaithful, he plays favorites, he gets into petty disputes with Hera. He feels less like an all-knowing god, and more like a very powerful human with very human problems. And that's kind of the point. Those flaws are what make the stories so endlessly entertaining. Odin is a completely different kind of figure. He's the Allfather of Norse mythology, the god of wisdom, war, and death. But unlike Zeus, Odin doesn't project power and confidence. He's always searching, always anxious. To gain wisdom, he sacrificed one of his eyes. He hung himself from the great world tree Yggdrasil for 9 days. To unlock the secrets of the runes. This isn't a god who sits comfortably on a throne. This is a god who knows something terrible is coming and is desperately trying to prepare for it. And that brings us to one of the biggest differences between these two mythologies: the concept of an ending. In Greek mythology, there is no apocalypse. The Olympians rule forever. The world keeps going. The gods are immortal and their reign has no expiration date. In Norse mythology, the gods are going to die. Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, is not a maybe. It's a certainty. When it comes, Odin will be devoured by the great wolf Fenrir. Thor will fight the world serpent Jormungandr and fall from its venom. The world will sink into the sea. Everything ends. That weight, that inevitability, runs through all of Norse mythology. And it explains so much about Viking culture. If even the gods can't escape death, why fear it? Die bravely in battle and you earn your place in Valhalla, the great hall of fallen warriors. Death wasn't something to run from. It was something to face head-on. The heroes are another great point of comparison. Greek heroes like Hercules, Achilles, and Odysseus are usually demigods, or humans with direct divine backing. Hercules is the son of Zeus. Achilles is the son of the sea goddess Thetis. These heroes move through a world where the gods are constantly pulling strings, guiding fate, or making life harder for the people they dislike. Their stories are about glory, tragedy, and the weight of destiny. Norse heroes like Sigurd or Beowulf tend to feel more grounded. They're not always born of gods. What drives them is raw courage and force of will. Norse heroic tales are rougher around the edges. Less divine orchestration, more human choice. The message isn't, the gods chose you. It's, you chose to fight. So what do these two mythologies actually share? More than you might expect. Both are polytheistic, meaning multiple gods each ruling over different domains. Zeus rules the sky, Poseidon rules the sea, Hades rules the underworld. Odin rules wisdom and war, Thor rules thunder, Freyr rules fertility and abundance. The structure maps onto each other almost perfectly. Both mythologies also feature giants as the great enemies of the gods. In Greek myths, it's the Titans and the giants who challenge Olympus. In Norse myths, it's the frost giants of Jotunheim, who are always in conflict with Asgard. Both traditions also have a trickster figure at the center of things. Hermes in Greek mythology is the messenger, god and patron of thieves, clever enough to steal Apollo's cattle on the day he was born. Loki in Norse mythology is far more complex. He starts out as a companion to the gods, using his cleverness to help them out of trouble. But over time he becomes something much more dangerous, until he's the one setting Ragnarok in motion. Both are defined by their intelligence and their ability to manipulate situations. Both shake up the order of things in ways nobody else can. And at the deepest level, both mythologies are doing the same thing, taking the forces of nature and making them personal. Thunder, the ocean, love, death, the changing of seasons. These were terrifying, unexplainable things. Telling stories about gods who controlled them was a way of making sense of a world that didn't always make sense. That core purpose is identical. When you step back and look at both, what you see is this: the world you live in shapes the stories you tell. A warm, prosperous civilization produced myths full of beauty, passion, and human complexity. A cold, survival-driven culture produced myths full of sacrifice, darkness, and hard-earned wisdom. But underneath all of that, both mythologies are asking the same questions. Why are we here? What does it mean to be brave? What happens when we die? How do we live, knowing that everything ends? Those questions never go out of style. And that's exactly why these myths, thousands of years old, still show up in our movies, our games, our books, and our conversations today. The stories change, the questions don't. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.